Welcome to EMG Radio. This is episode number 35, and today I am joined on this special live show by guests Reapers. They are going to talk to us about their new album. We're going to listen to some tracks off their new album. It's not even out yet. Their upcoming album, and I got to listen to it today. So spoilers, it's fucking awesome. How are you guys doing today?
Good.
Yeah, I'm good.
Oh, wow.
I'm on slot 6 for anyone who doesn't know.
Yeah, that was my next thing. Introduce yourselves.
Yeah.
I'm Randy. I do synthesizers and vocals for Reapers.
And I do everything else, which is synthesizers, and I do the vocoder, and I mix it, and I master it, and I play the guitars, and I write all the drums. I sound like I do a lot, but... Yeah.
All right. So, okay, Onslaught, I've had you on the show before. How did Reapers come about? Tell me about both of you coming together on this project. What at the core?
Okay, to get this... No, to get this out of the way, if anybody doesn't know, we live together. We're like in a relation rip. Like, yeah, that's together. That's really where it started, I guess.
We had been trying for because even around whenever we started dating forever and ever ago, we were both like, oh, we're gonna make a music project together and it's gonna be great, and then we couldn't agree on anything ever. And then we were bequeathed a Korg.
Party 802.
Yes,
oh, nice.
by his father's girlfriend. And everything really came together after that. Yes, I basically started making just little riffs and stuff on the keyboard and putting words to it, and he was like, wow, this is awesome. And then Reapers, the song, happened. And
we were like, wow, that's a name for a band.
Yeah, and everything kind of flew
Spiraled
together from
headlong
there.
into the abyss after that.
So how would you guys...
'Cause you were writing stuff even before.
Yeah.
How did you guys come about the sound that you have? Is that a kind of an amalgamation of both of your influences? Or did you sit out and say, this is the sound we want?
Well,
if that makes any sense.
We had a lot of arguments about the sound.
We did have
in
a
the
lot of
beginning,
arguments
because we
about
didn't have
what we wanted the sound
anything.
in
We
the
didn't
beginning.
have a band name. We didn't have any real songs written. I think you wrote Apparitions.
I wrote
before.
Apparitions a long time ago, before we ever had anything. And back then, it was just
you and
me
piano,
and my piano.
vocal and piano, because that's everything that you wrote back in the day.
Yeah.
Somewhere there are some songs which is just you and vocal, and those aren't getting put out ever.
Oh, hell no.
Because even though that one is really funny. But the big thing, we couldn't agree on anything, because I was in my transitional industrial phase and doing all that shit, and basically what happened is we started doing Reapers, and I set up rules in my head for what it was going to be. Did you?
We both kind of did.
We both kind of did. I didn't want any guitars at all.
Yeah, that was one thing.
Because that was the big thing that was going to separate the two.
We were basically like, okay, you do metal. This is going to be the complete
Non-metal.
opposite
Right.
of metal. Still with the electronic influences.
Right when we started doing it, it was January of 2013, which is right when I started writing for First Blood.
Yeah.
Which is right when I started being like, it's going to be all thrash metal all the time. So you were like, okay, well, this can't be that.
Yeah, we've actually had struggles once in a while where he's like, we need to have this, and be like, I'm like, no, we can't. But
every once in a while you
when it comes to our influences and stuff, I don't really know.
Well, there's a lot of Depeche Mode in there.
Yeah,
for you,
there's for
obviously.
me my biggest influences when I write. There's a lot of Depeche Mode in there.
Yeah,
it's kind of
because
well,
I mean, it's new Depeche Mode though.
Yes, the newer
Depeche Mode.
Yeah, pretty much. What else? Gary Newman. Obviously, we covered a Gary Newman song. So.
And you do a lot of. I pull a lot from Sisters of Mercy.
Yeah, that's
And
fun.
a lot from other synthwave stuff, and a lot of other. What the other thing is, I'll pull from weird stuff like Teenager.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of that in there. I tried to get some of the trip hop stuff in that one, but it didn't.
It didn't
come
really
through,
work
so
out.
I'll have to do that again.
We're gonna try.
Yeah.
Maybe.
What else did I? Yeah, a lot of the other thing is once we kind of let it influence ourselves.
Yeah, we'll
like-
start with something and then just wherever it ends up going.
Well, not just that, but once we established Reapers the song,
Yeah.
like it was just
That was kind of a
what the
benchmark
band is
for
gonna
us.
sound
we,
like.
Yeah, we put that song together and
Yeah.
we're like, this is the sound that we want to go for. We need to do more songs that are like
Right.
this.
But then because there were things in that even fell off the wagon too, like the tribal drums.
Yeah.
That was going to be a big thing.
We were
I was
gonna
going to
do
have
that a
tribe.
lot,
We were
and then
going to
we
get
didn't.
that guy.
Yeah.
But then, it was only in the 2 songs, 2 or 3. And then I just what it is I just forgot about it. Like I'll listen back and I'll go, "Oh yeah, we were going to do tribal drums." Shit. Oh well. Next one.
Yeah.
How long have you guys?
There
How
was
long is?
that.
So how long have you guys once you decided on Reapers is the title, we're gonna do this thing. How long have you guys been working on that? How long did it take for this album to come together?
Well, Reapers was the first demo with vocals, which those are the vocals that are on the album now. They're the same ones.
Yeah.
We kept them. It was in January of last year, 2013. And from there, we were like, okay, we got one. We're going to do 4 songs.
Mhm.
We're just going to see if we can do that. And we couldn't. Because here's what...
Are you sure it wasn't 2012?
No, I'm pretty sure... Was it? No, because 2012 was the year Termina came out. I would have had the chord for Termina and all that.
Anyway.
Sorry, what was I going to say? Oh, we were going to write 4.
Yeah.
And we were going to do that, and then we couldn't for
the
9
longest
months.
time.
And then we moved.
Yeah,
and then
a lot
everything
of
was
stuff
fine.
kind of got hectic for us for a little while.
Yeah, because we were moving, and we hated ourselves in the apartment, and our lives were terrible. We were in a space about the size of my studio now.
Because they know how big that is. It was like
Well,
a
I mean,
9 by 12
Yeah.
space.
Well, it's a home studio. It's not going to be that big. So, we were like, we'll do 4, and we'll see how that goes. And once we moved, and we did those 3 almost right off the bat.
Yeah, once getting out of that apartment and moving into a different
Changed
space,
everything.
just it made everything come together so
Right,
much
and it made
better.
it so much easier to write.
I think a
and
lot
live
was off of
together.
both of our minds,
Right.
and everything just kind of
Right.
from there.
Well, you wrote the Glory was what you did.
Yeah,
next.
the Glory was the
that
next
one,
thing that
and
I
then
wrote.
Entropy kind of came at the same. No, you were writing Entropy in the
I
apartment.
was, yeah.
That's right.
Entropy was the next one, but
Entropy
we didn't
was
really
on the-
put it. The
It was on the first
Entropy
EP.
started out as just me and my piano.
Yeah, it did start as that. It wasn't really supposed to be
Yeah,
Reapers.
but then we kind of turned it into it. But the next thing that I wrote after that was the Glory,
Yeah,
which
and the Glory.
just threw itself together basically.
And then I mostly wrote
Night
that,
Terror.
Night Terrors, because I was like, we got 3, we need a 4th one. I'll just start
Yeah.
on it.
And
And
I
with
think
that
that's
one, I
all
think
the
we
cool
kind of
synth parts.
solidified the process a little bit. Go ahead.
Okay, so you hit 4. So you actually hit 4, and then
Mm-hmm.
decided to keep going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we were like, okay, we did the really the model of it was off Newstead, like Jason Newstead's new band. He put out an EP to see how he would do, and it did really well. And he was like, well, okay, I'll take like 3 off of that EP, and I'll put them on an album and do that. And I was like,
Okay.
that's what we should do.
Yeah.
We'll just, we'll do 4. We'll see how that does, and then we'll just go off of that.
hmm
So that's why on the EP there's 4 songs, and 3 of them are on the album.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Mm-hmm.
we did
And I don't think we mentioned, but the album. Maybe I did mention at the beginning. The album is called Turbine. When's that coming out?
October 25th. So 10 days.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
We set a date. We were gonna Well, I set a date a couple days ago,
Mm-hmm.
and I said it's going to be on the 25th or when the CDs come in, whichever one comes first. And
Well, right now it's looking like the 25th is going to come
the CDs
first.
aren't going to come first because
So-
we're still not quite done with it.
We're done with the album for the most part. It's just a couple little
Yeah,
things that we
it's
have
like
to...
2 or 3 tweaks, and we have some photos we got to put together,
Yeah.
and then we got to buy it,
Yep.
have it shipped, and then...
All right, tell me about the track Reapers. Because we're
Okay,
gonna
well,
we're gonna move into that. That's the one you want
Right.
to play first, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Reapers is
Tell me
the
a little
first
bit about
song.
that.
Reapers is the first song that we did.
It's about Mass Effect.
It's about Mass Effect, and that's where the whole band.
Yeah,
comes from.
that's actually it's kind of
Yeah.
that's one of the interesting things that happened because at very first we're like we can't let whatever we make become like this pop culture video game reference thing, and
Because that's my bit.
yeah, but that's kind of what half of
That's
it
what
ended up
half of
being.
it
And
ended up
Reapers actually happened. It was 2,
You
isn't
started
it?
playing.
Yeah, I was playing through Mass Effect 2 at the time, and right around the time that we got the Korg, I came up with that.
You were just
And-
doing it messing.
Yeah, I was just doing it messing around. He was like, "That's really
And I
good.
immediately
Yeah,
recorded
we need
it
to
so we would
record
have
that
it.
right now and put stuff on top of it." And I'm like, "Okay." And he's all like, "Okay, now put words on it." And I was like,
No.
First thing that came to mind was all this crap about Mass Effect, and then
Right,
that's
we
kind
just
of what
wrote a
happened
bunch-
to our whole
We wrote
band.
a list of words, and then half of
Yeah,
them ended up
we
in the
did.
chorus.
Yeah,
And we were like, what rhymes with this? That rhymes with that. Okay, wow. And then
Yeah.
we had the whole chorus, and then we just wrote the verses around that.
yeah. We wanted it to be kind of like after we came up with that riff and the lyrics and everything, we kind of wanted it to be still have kind of like that synth, not quite poppy, but kind of. I don't
Yeah.
really know how to describe it, but also to have kind of this like
The darkness
foreboding
and the
sense
edge.
to it. Yeah,
Because I think
that's kind of how the whole game feels too.
Well, yeah.
So
that's to me that's what separates it from we always got to have the darkness. We always have to have the minor
Yeah.
key. We got to have the lowness of it.
it's not.
Because if you get rid of that, then we become, Kim Wilde.
Yeah, it's not the happiest music, but we're
Not
okay
always,
with that.
But we're working on it.
All right. All right. That was Reaper's. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I was making sure my microphone worked.
All right. So, oh man, one of those moments.
Yeah.
If this was just a regular recorded podcast, I could cut this out really.
But
easily.
you can't,
But you
because it's live.
But it's live. Okay, so I did listen to this today. You got me a copy, and you said these are unmastered so far.
Excuse me. More or less, they're mastered, but I haven't evened out the volume yet. Some of them are more mastered than others.
Okay, I see.
Because
no, it sounded. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, you talk.
No, you talk. No. All right.
Nobody wants to hear me. They're here for you.
That makes me feel important. And she's like, go talk. What are you doing? No, they're like, I'm a bad boy and I don't master in a final phase. I master while I'm mixing because that's just what I do. I slap a mastering plugin on the master channel when I'm mixing it because it sounds better when you're halfway through. So, and then when I get to the final phase, I take that off and I start from scratch and master everything at once so it all sounds consistent.
Sure, okay.
So
that's
what I mean by some of them are more mastered than others.
This is kind of related to that. I actually got a question on the chat.
Ooh. Woo!
Who did it?
Yay! Questions.
Keswick.
Screw you guys, we're saying your names. Yeah, it's
Keswick.
Yep.
We love Keswick.
He's our biggest fan.
He's my Mexican half brother.
He wanted to know how different are the songs on the EP compared to the versions of those tracks on the full album.
That is a good question.
That is a good one. A lot of them are more remastered. We added some stuff to a few of them, a few more synthesizers and stuff to beef them up. Yeah, we added another one to Reapers. I know that.
Did we? No.
We brought some of the ones that were drowned out.
Yeah. We mixed it so you might be able to hear it more. I didn't add any, actually. I just might have made them louder.
Okay. Anyway, did we redo the vocals for any of them?
No, we didn't.
No.
We tweaked them.
We tweaked them. They're mostly just remastered, so they sound a little better.
And a few places are extended.
Yeah.
Reapers, the beginning of Reapers
is longer. The beginning of Night Terrors is a little bit longer.
It's not longer. I just made.
Well, you brought. Is it? No.
I made that bass synth in it louder.
I'm done. You tell them.
Jeez. She halted the fucking interview and told it. Damn.
What else did we change?
Well, Entropy is now a bonus track because somebody
not
doesn't
one
like
of
it.
I hate Entropy. I hate that song.
See, it's because it was one of your babies.
It was.
And every time you have a
one
baby,
of my babies.
it never comes out.
It's never as good as I want it to be.
Yeah.
Doesn't live up to your expectations.
No, it doesn't.
Hers.
I'm a little too much of a perfectionist sometimes. Like, I'll be the person whenever we're going through and doing the final mixing of everything, and I'll be like, no, you don't understand. Those two T's at the end of that, do you hear that? They don't line up. They don't line up, and they have to line up, but we have to re-record everything.
We don't have to re-record it.
I can fix it. I'm like, it's wrong, and yeah. And Entropy was just one of those ones. When I wrote it, it was a lot different than what it ended up being.
Yeah, vocal melody was
I was dumb and wrote a song that I can't sing, apparently.
Because it's in your vocal.
Yeah,
it's out of your vocal range.
We ended up changing like the way the whole verses sound and everything, It's just...
Well, it didn't matter. We tried changing the key. We moved it
Yeah,
all
we
around.
even moved the key all around, and I still couldn't sing it the way I wanted it
Yeah.
to. It didn't sound right. So we ended up kind of changing how the whole verses went, and I just liked the way I had it before better, but I couldn't really sing it. And now every time I hear it, like, even though it doesn't, like, everybody tells me, like, it doesn't sound bad, it sounds great, but every time I hear it, I still cringe because it's not what I originally envisioned it to be.
All right. Hey, I got another question. This is from J.O. Do you guys ever have plans to play live, to play Reapers live?
We would like to
Yes,
in the future.
we would love to. The problem comes in the area we live in.
The area we live in is not even remotely receptive to
No.
the type of music we do.
They're
Not even a little.
They're not even receptive to live original music in general.
Yeah, if we're not like a Nickelback and Godsmack
band,
cover band,
they
then
don't want you.
nobody's gonna pay money to see you.
The even like all the shitty like thrash bands and shit
Yeah,
that I go see, they make like $40 a night
yeah.
is what they're making.
And that's even still a little more
and
receptive.
they have to get like 5 bands on the bill.
Yeah.
And it's like
But that's still even
clusterfuck.
something more like people in our area
Right.
still like to listen to. Like, there's a lot of people like, oh, I like metal music, but there's really
Yeah, you're
nobody
not really
who's
gonna
all like,
find anybody.
yeah, video game inspired synthwave is
Yeah.
my thing. Like,
You're
no,
not gonna find that
that's
in
not
Central
gonna happen
Pennsylvania.
here.
Just not. And yeah. Now, as far as let's say we get booked for MagFest tomorrow. Not gonna happen, obviously.
No.
No.
But let's pretend.
Let's pretend. So
Yeah.
we have a show. We're doing the show. It's happening. What I would love to do is my plan is I would love to get a drummer and another person play keyboards.
Yeah.
That would be it, and we would still use backing tracks because even with 3 people playing keyboards,
There's so much going
there's
on.
still stuff in the background. There's all kind of weird percussion and shit
Mhm.
that I would like to have in there. So we'd need to find a drummer who can play with a backing track.
Mhm.
We'd need to figure out equipment to do that,
Mhm.
and then we'd need at least 2 laptops, I think,
Yeah.
plus a bunch of cables and at least 2 more keyboards for MIDI controllers,
Yeah.
and we'd be able to do it.
Yeah.
But that all takes money.
It's
and-
something that in the future, eventually, maybe
Yeah.
we'll do. We would love to do it. Like, we've
Yeah.
talked all the time about, like, oh man, if we did this live, we could do that.
Yeah,
it would be
we could
so
do that.
cool.
And other songs you're like, we're never doing this live
Yeah.
ever because I can't do it.
Yeah. There's that. But yeah, along the lines of doing a live show, I don't know. It might be something you could see happen in the future. But
We will do if it happens. We will do all we can to get video. And
absolutely.
I would love to have live board audio, and actually, I would love to
Record
get
something.
multi-tracks and take it home and like
Mhm.
release it as a live album.
Yeah.
Or something.
I mean, we're not saying, yeah, like, we're definitely going to do something live right now, but it is something that could happen in the future, and if we do, we'll definitely make sure everybody knows about it.
yeah.
Okay, you guys might have touched on this a little bit earlier towards the beginning of the interview here, but Drazen is in the chat, and he wants to know what made you guys decide to keep Reapers a separate thing instead of just having Randy sing on Slot 6
tracks. That is well. See, that ties into something else we wanted to talk about. Randy writes half the songs.
Pretty much.
We make sure. I always make sure that she's in there somewhere. Even if I wrote the majority of a song, she'll write a verse at least or something.
Yeah. And I come up with a lot of the melodies. And
you write
like the
about a lot
synthesizer
of
work
the
and stuff.
music.
Yeah.
You play most of the synths.
Yeah.
Any of the live stuff anyway.
Mhm.
So, and she's got a voice in the creative direction of it.
Yeah.
Like if I play the thing that I try to do, and we try to do this in our like relationship as well, is we come to an agreement.
Yeah.
We don't let it linger, and we don't if both of us aren't happy, if one of us isn't happy with it, it's got to be changed. Something's got to change so that we're both happy with it.
Yeah.
We both have to
Well,
sign off on it.
That and a lot of the things too. This is probably gonna sound a little bit mean, but a lot of the stuff that he does as on Slot 6 isn't exactly the type of music that I really want to make.
Yeah.
So-
Or that you would be suited to.
No, I would.
necessarily. I don't
Could
really
you imagine
see
me singing like something off of
a
First Blood or something?
Piece of Charity.
God,
Not
no,
really.
That's not.
Now there are other
really my
things that
thing.
I do where you do fit in. You actually are on that one song on Lambda X.
Oh, that really old one. That's
Yeah.
horrible.
I mixed you out when I remastered it. 'cause you
Yeah,
weren't happy with
I
it.
wasn't happy.
It was
with
the
their
first thing
vocals
you
in
ever
that
did.
one.
We had been together like a month or two.
And
or
that
something
was the
like that.
beginning of me going, nope, I hate it. It's not ever going to happen. We can't do this. We can't make music together. We agree on nothing.
That's right.
And I think Reapers was and that was kind of something too, because his musical direction and my musical direction we have our similarities,
That's right,
but
we
we're
do.
also very different from each other.
Right.
And anytime he would want to be like, oh, I'm just going to, like, throw you in one of my songs and be like, this doesn't even work at
Right.
all. Like, I don't sound like I fit. And I think Reapers is just kind of, I don't know. It's a whole,
better outlet for that type of collaboration.
it's a better outlet for things I'm more interested in doing musically.
Not that I'm not interested.
No. But it's something that we try to distance from Onslaught, like his Onslaught 6 project. It's not the same thing, unless you count like the John Carpenter EP.
See,
that's kind of similar.
That was the other thing I was going to say. I'm way too schizophrenic.
Yeah, you're all over the place.
Like, I mean, I've been on the thrash metal kick for like the last 2 years, and you guys haven't heard this yet, but I wrote a new industrial song.
Oh, it sounds so good.
It sounds like it's straight off of Termina.
I'm so glad you're back on that kick.
The whole new album's going to be like that. And she's really happy for that because she hated all the thrash because she doesn't listen to it.
I don't really like thrash metal that much.
So, which is fine. You're a girl. You're allowed Thrashgate.
Oh.
All right.
Backpedal.
Okay. Real quick. Now, I've got a couple of questions backing up, but there's one thing related to this that I wanted to ask. Since you guys do live together, how do you set aside time to work on project and time to just hang out and be couple type thing?
Well,
like how much time would you guys
That's a good question.
Yeah.
How do
we balance out the time where we're working on the project and doing
how do
everything else?
Well, a lot of that. Here's the thing. Even before Reapers, Randy is kind of an integral part of my. She's the first person who hears anything I do.
Yeah.
She's my first soundboard. You're you're the first listener that I play it to. Even before I've even recorded anything. I'm like, hey, I have this drum beat. What do you think? You know, even for anything like that. So she's always that, and I'm always trying to work on something.
He is.
You know, if I'm not working on Doom levels because I'm burnt out on music, or if I'm not playing video games, I'm working on music.
He is never, like, you never see him sit around the house doing nothing, ever. He's always doing something.
Even if it's something completely unproductive.
Yeah, but it's still you're doing something. Yeah, you don't just loaf.
Yeah, unless I'm sleeping.
But anyway, a lot of the times, we set up a time sometimes whenever we're like, okay, I'm off work, you're off work, we're not doing anything at this exact particular time frame.
No plans,
this needs vocals, that needs synths, we need to do this, that, and the other thing, and that's what we'll do.
Right. Or if we don't have anything, if we don't have anything really in the pipeline, we'll be like, hey, Thursday we're both off. Let's try and write something.
Yeah.
Let's do something.
Yeah. And I mean, this is going to sound probably really cheesy, but that's something that's kind of quality time for us in itself.
Yeah.
Is working on the music project.
Yeah, in a way.
And
then the other times we have quality time is when we get drunk and play Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Or we make dinner. That's the other thing. We make dinner.
We make dinner together, and it's.
Well, I make dinner and you watch Netflix.
Or I make dinner. You make dinner. I've been cooking a little more.
You have, because I'm working again.
Yeah. When he wasn't working, I was like, no, fuck you. You're cooking me dinner.
Which is cutting into the dinner thing a little bit, but.
Well, they didn't.
Because I work third shift now.
They're not here to listen to us talk about dinner.
Oh, okay. Wrapping it back around, have you written any Reaper songs other than Entropy that didn't fit the album? Keswick asked that one, by the way.
Hi, Keswick.
Hi, Keswick. Did we? I don't think so.
No, anything that got to like a finished, like anything that got recorded definitely is there.
Now we do have some stuff that we weren't actually like exactly intending that would go on Turbine, that I just sort of started writing, and then they kind of ended up going on Turbine.
Yeah.
The
opposite.
Apparitions, and the song that actually ended up being Mobius Strip.
That's right. We were just fucking around.
Just me fucking around with my keyboard, and he was like, "Hey, what did you just say? I'm writing it down, and we're gonna turn that into a thing." And I was like, "Oh, this thing? I've just been playing it forever."
We were out for some reason, and we came home, and we were just like, I was on the computer, just chilling out, and she just started writing something on piano and singing and just making words up, and I was like, that's it, it's a song now. And you were like, really, that's a song? And I'm like, yeah, that's a song. That can be a song if we just flesh it out and make it work. And you were like, wow, that can be a song.
But along the lines of anything that doesn't quite fit on Turbine,
the new thing, you wrote that after, so that's not.
Oh yeah, that's not really going on Turbine. That's something that
there
will
is
probably
like
come out later.
I'm looking at my like folder right now, and there's like 2 things that are like they're not finished. I have like one fragment here. It's like it just says verse F sharp and D, and there's like
there's like some
verses
fragments
and
of songs that
else.
might come to fruition later.
Right,
but they're not really anything that we really put our hearts into and worked on. Flytrap almost didn't make the cut.
Yeah, it didn't. But
we'll talk more about Flytrap when
it gets around.
All right. Let's see. Hold on. Where did that question go?
I'm shocked that people were asking. I'm very happy.
Excited.
Oh, I like it. I like this.
Thanks. Hi, guys.
Let's see.
We appreciate this a lot.
Do you see how many viewers we have? I checked during the thing. We had like 5 then.
There are 6 watching now, but 1 is me because I have that screen up.
Wow.
So.
Okay.
Well,
1 is me.
So 5.
I don't count. But, so 5 viewers, yeah.
That's nice. I like it.
Let's see. Drazen wants to know, do you know the Muffin Man?
I
the
am
Muffin
the
Man?
Muffin Man.
The Muffin
You're the Muffin Woman.
Yeah.
Muffin Man who lives on
Muffin
Drury
Man?
Lane? Fuck that guy.
He's an asshole.
He's an asshole. That's why we moved out here.
Fucking
to get away
thinks
from
he's
him.
all better than everybody else because he's a
Look
goddamn
at me.
muffin.
I have muffins.
I'm pretentious.
Look at my bangs.
I'm made with kale.
The theme from Portlandia. You know what? That is an influence. The theme from Portlandia is an influence. Go listen to that. It's like the most 80s thing ever. It's awesome. I want to...
Okay.
No, I think I wiggled the thing out.
Hello? You there? I can hear you.
Yeah, we're good.
Yeah, he
My
had a technical
headphones.
difficulty. Getting a little too excited up in here.
Shut up. You want to see
Okay, well that
excited.
kind of segues into the next question. Keswick asked another one. What bands would you compare yourself closest to musically, or inspired this project most?
Well,
we covered a little bit of that.
We already
earlier,
talked about
but
Depeche Mode. That's a pretty big one for me, at least.
The Glory could be right off of the new Depeche Mode.
It really could.
Delta Machine.
Whenever I wrote that, I actually kind of ripped them off a little bit.
We're not playing.
We're not.
Okay, so we'll just talk about it now. What's that about, hon?
I hate to burst everybody's bubble with this song because it's kind of funny. Some
of the comments on the new Retrowave thing.
Yeah, New Retrowave, they're
which is a YouTube channel.
They actually posted The Glory on their page, and it got fairly popular. Last I looked, we had like 20,000 views on it.
Oh, nice.
And like 50-some comments.
We got quite a bit of.
It's really hilarious. Yeah, we did actually. It was awesome that they posted our video because I think that we had like hundreds of people come visit our page that day, and we made quite a good amount of money off of that.
Right now, every time we released the Miami single,
and it got
like 50 downloads.
Yeah,
the first day.
Yeah, but anyway, if you look at that, the YouTube comments on that one, a lot of people are like, "Oh wow, this is such a dirty good song,"
it's
and
amazing.
Like they're all like, "Oh, I'm going on a dirty land speeder ride, and I can see this girl standing in the front of a smoky bar, crooning at me and stuff." And
If you look at the description on the YouTube video for it and on the thing, it says dedicated to the memory of Big Pussy Bob Pizzero.
Yeah, I don't know how many of you guys watch The Sopranos, but it is my favorite show. And
Is it?
yeah,
Yes,
it pretty
you
much
said
is. And Big Pussy's death spoilers
Yeah, spoilers for
affected me
season 2.
a little bit more than it probably should have. I was really
Yeah,
upset
they
about
shoot this
it.
big fat guy named
He's
Big
my
Pussy.
favorite character. Every time I get a favorite character, they get shot. But
Or
anyway,
they travel through
chopped
time
up, or
to be a lesbian. They travel through time and be a lesbian.
okay. Anyway, you're
Is-
going way off track here. And that's what the song is about. It's about Big Pussy from The Sopranos getting killed.
Wow.
That's what the glory is about.
It's about getting killed in the mob in general.
Yeah,
and that whole thing.
yeah. That's what the glory is about.
Because they all end up in a fucking river.
Yeah,
They ain't gonna find them in the river.
yeah. They throw everybody in the fucking river in that show.
That is my favorite track off the album. I was gonna.
Lots
say.
of people like
Lots
that
of people
one.
say that.
Yeah.
It's really good.
That one. The ending on the glory is a little shorter on the version on the album.
Oh yeah, that is one of the things.
Because it was the last one on the
shortened that one up a
EP,
little
so
bit.
we drew it out because
Yeah.
we could get away with it. But when you sandwich it in the middle of the album, it was too much.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk about Turbine, the track, the title track? 'Cause
Yeah,
that's what
sure.
We'll play
Okay.
next.
Wow. I don't really know.
Has anybody heard this yet? Nobody's heard this
I don't
yet.
think you put like a little snippet of it in
I've
the
put
preview.
little bits and pieces.
But yeah,
this
I
is
think this is the first
EMG
time.
World Premiere,
everybody's-
premiere.
I think this is the first time like everybody's getting to hear the whole thing. This might be one of my favorite tracks on the new album.
And it was,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was JonTron.
yeah, I forget what I was. It was either JonTron or him.
I
on
wasn't awake
Game
for
Grumps.
this. Fun fact: we're weird, and he'll just like put Game Grumps on infinite loop while we're sleeping.
I have to watch TV to sleep.
Yeah, he has to have something going on to be able to fall asleep.
So I was either watching JonTron or I was watching Game Grumps. And JonTron says something. He says it's like I'm drowning in sound, and
Yeah.
it's like 2 a.m. or something like that. And I'm like drowning in sound, and I write it on my phone, and that's it. That's all I got.
Yeah.
And then 2 or 3 days later, I'm like, I'm drowning in sound. Da-na, ba-na-na-na-na-na-na.
That's what the original lyrics to Turbine were.
That's the lyrics to most of the songs when it starts.
Yeah. And,
Banana, eat a banana.
and basically he wrote like half of a chorus.
Yeah, I wrote like 2 or 3 lines, and then you took it and you wrote the rest.
I ran with it.
Yeah,
after
you ran
that.
with it, and you wrote all the verses, didn't you?
I wrote pretty much everything except for that one line.
Did I-
Well, those couple lines that you did in the chorus, I
Yeah.
think.
Did I do the? No, you wrote the whole first one too.
Yeah.
Because you were, and then she came. She wrote it on a notebook in the other room, and she comes back and she hands it to me, and I'm like, okay, just put this here and do that there, and you're good.
Yeah.
And that's usually what happens. I start with a little something, and then we can't write lyrics together. She can't write lyrics with me in the room.
Our lyric writing process is completely backwards from each other.
Yeah. Well, number one, because I always write lyrics first.
You do.
Because with me, the lyrics and the melody come all at once, along with the tempo and the key. And you're more traditional. You like to write chords first.
Well, usually I have absolutely no lyrics or vocal pattern or anything until I get some kind of a melody
Right,
laid out.
exactly.
And then that's when things start to come to me.
Right. And then if you start it, usually what happens is you'll come to me with the melody, and then
Yeah.
I'll write a couple.
But anyway,
fit with that.
Turbine.
Right, sorry.
That one
Turbine.
basically, the
What is
mindset.
it about?
Well, it started off kind of being about like the alien universe with like Prometheus and stuff
That's right.
thrown in there.
That's right. You did have a little bit of that.
It still has a little bit of that influence in it. It eventually got to a point where I was like, oh, this sounds cool. I'm gonna put that in it.
Yeah.
And
And then you were like, oh, and I found a way to put Turbine
I
in
found
it.
a way to work Turbine into the song because we had the plan to call this album Turbine before we ever
That's
had
right.
anything
You had this idea.
Turbine related.
Did you come up with that or me?
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
I think you came
I came up
with
with it.
just the idea of
Well,
hey, Turbine. That's
here's-
a cool word. And I was like,
Turbines actually kind of represent something a little bit to us because whenever we moved up here,
that's right.
this is so weird to explain to other people, but whenever, like, our move that we made up here was a pretty big deal for us. And whenever you come up to the area that we live in, the first thing you see are all these, like, big, huge wind turbines.
Yeah.
And to me, I don't know, it just kind of represents, like, that new part in our life where we started something new. Not that that's even remotely what this song is about.
Right.
But I was like, I want to make an album called Turbine because it represents this to me, and then I wrote the song, and it has nothing to do with that.
Right.
But anyway.
It does have to do with turbines, though,
it
which are on the album cover.
Yes.
We, that's the cover. It's out.
Yeah, people have probably seen the cover. We put a picture of it out, but those are actually the turbines that you see when you drive into town.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a couple, and it's just a photo composite and some skies and stuff.
But anyway, yeah, a lot of the influence, the writing direction for Turbine, a lot of it has to do with, like, the Alien universe. Musically?
Well, I had the chorus to begin with, so I knew it was going to have that chord progression. And then I kind of just went with my gut on it.
This was one of the few where you actually came up with more of the melodies than I did.
Here's what happened. I wrote it on guitar.
Yeah.
Because that's my primary instrument.
Mm-hmm.
And you can always tell when I wrote it on guitar, because usually I end up putting guitar in it.
Yeah. This
and
one
I just kind of did it,
it
because what happens after we write. Usually what happens is we write the song on piano and my guitar or something like that, and we just kind of have it.
Yeah.
And then I go, okay, that's the pieces of the song. And then I just kind of take it and hold myself up, and I write the rest of it.
Yeah.
Like, I make it a song, quote unquote.
Yeah.
And then I just put whatever I think is going to sound good, and then she comes in and listens to it, and then we put vocals on it and change stuff. But I put guitar in it, and that...
It's a guitar-y song, but it works.
Yeah, it works. And that solo was all my idea.
Yeah, the solo was his idea. I was kind of against it first, like, oh no, you're not putting a guitar solo in this. You're not.
But I was like, it's not because
but
all my
it's
guitar
actually
solos
pretty good.
All right.
So Turbine.
Turbine. It should start in a second.
EMG World Premiere.
Trans been no better. We couldn't have won. Where the turbines still spin and the signals emit. We never realize what we can't admit. I'm drowning in sound, burning in light. I'll do what I can just to make this right. I scream your name, my vocal cords tear. If I could only hear you, I'd be right there. 'Cause I am not afraid, there's no more fear. I can feel the darkness drawing near. If what you reap is what you sow, what we're on the stage we'll never know. I'm drowning in sound, burning in light. I'll do what I can just to make this right. I scream your name, my vocal cords tear. If I could only hear you, I'd be right there. 'Cause I am not afraid, there's no more fear. I can feel the darkness growing near. If what you read is what you sow, what we're on the stage we'll never know. I'm drowning in
All right, Turbine by Reapers. There you go. And I threw the image, I had to find it real quick on your Tumblr, but I threw the image up of the album cover since we are on YouTube. Some type of visual aspect.
Probably better.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were just saying it's a good thing nobody had to see. We don't have a webcam because everyone would see us making jacking off motions.
So that's what you do?
Because that's what everything in this house devolves into. That we're like making dick jokes and jacking off.
Pretty
motions.
much.
Reapers.
Serious band.
Serious band.
Oh man, that is the best statement. Okay, let me see here.
Do we have more questions? Are there people with more questions?
I think we've about caught up on all the questions.
Okay.
Okay.
Let's see. I do have. Let me see. Make sure. Okay. I do have a question. I guess a little bit about. You mentioned the. You got a Korg, and that kind of kicked at least the Reaper sound off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
A little bit about the process. How much would you say, like, I guess take us kind of through a typical song, the typical song recording process. You kind of talked a little bit about how you write certain tracks.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But
Well, you go ahead.
Sorry, no, you continue. You had something to say.
No, I can wait.
No, I want you to. I'm just trying to spit out a note.
He wants us to talk about. Are you talking about more of like the technical aspect of how we do it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, like I said, usually what happens is we have. For me, a song is like a work of art. It's like a painting. You know, you don't ask Da Vinci to paint the Mona Lisa all the time. He just does it once, and he's like, it's done. That's the Mona Lisa. That's the Last Supper. These are my works. But what I try and do with Reapers is we write it as a song. So there's a performance aspect to our first thing, where she's on piano and vocal, and I'll back her up with my guitar. And we don't record that or anything, but we run through the parts of it.
We get a feel for
how
we
get a feel
things are
for
gonna
like
flow
the tempo.
together and, yeah.
And usually what I'll do is I'll set up just a basic kick and snare, and then I'll bring her in and be like, is this like the tempo that we're looking for? And then we'll figure that out. And then usually I have a little bank of presets that are like Reapers-y presets. And I usually start with those, and then I tweak them. And I'll take this song that we've written and then kind of just go from it. Sometimes we'll just have that kick and snare, and we'll immediately record something, even if it's just to have it there.
Yeah.
It's usually that's if we're messing around with the Korg to start with.
Not everything we do is like with the Korg out or anything.
Right.
A lot of the stuff, because like we were saying before, I just write a lot of stuff on piano.
Right.
But
Or I'll write a lot of stuff on guitar. Cosmic Ocean is that way.
yeah, but
What were you gonna say?
I don't know. I guess.
Miami, for example. That one was a completely different track that we had kind of worked on.
Yeah.
That was going to be Apparitions.
Yeah, it was.
It was.
It was.
Back in the apartment, we had come up with this thing that was going to be Apparitions of You. But you didn't like how it was. Because it wasn't...
It didn't fit.
It wasn't Apparitions of You. It was...
No.
I had the chords for
You
it.
were all like, oh, I
And
just
I
had
had,
this
like-
thing on my keyboard, or on Fruity Loops.
Yeah.
Let's make that song you wrote and put it on.
Right.
but it
Like
didn't
the
work
chorus,
out.
actually. And I was like, okay, now play the chorus in it. And that was it. And it didn't...
fit.
It sounded like a different song until you got to the chorus. And then it became Apparitions, sort of.
Yeah.
Actually,
it didn't
that's the
work.
same keyboard part.
Is it?
Yeah, I just sped it up and made it fit.
Oh, anyway.
But usually what I do is there's the Korg, and then I have all those presets, and I sort of go in my own world, and I make the song the way that I envision
You get
it.
kind of like a good bass,
Right.
like a good
There will be like a
thing to get
first
us
instrumental
started.
demo that's
Yeah.
like, and I kind of
and
lay
then
out the whole thing.
once you have that, we'll throw some rough vocals on there.
Usually.
Or sometimes we'll just go right into the
yeah,
vocals.
sometimes it'll be
But
the final
usually,
vocals. But we've been
depending on how
trying.
good the
We've been
vocals
trying.
go.
Yeah, we've been trying to do demo vocals more because you've
Yeah.
been sick a lot. So usually,
I
what
have
happens?
been sick. Like, I'm not half of the recording process of this album. I have been sick for.
Right.
Like, there are actually some songs that after I was done singing them, I'm like, oh my god, I can't sing anything for like another week now
Yeah.
because I've been so sick. But we wanted to get this out. Like, our goal is to have it out by the end of October.
Yeah, by the end of October. When did we set that date? We set it. I think.
Back when Reapers came out.
Yeah,
I think.
we did the EP and we were like, okay, we did 4 and we did 3 of those in like, 4 or 5 months. So if we take those and do that, I was like, do you think we can have something by October? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, okay then.
But we'll throw like some vocals on.
Yeah, we'll throw demo
and
vocals on, and then we'll usually redo those.
Then there's a
later.
lot of tweaking that usually needs done.
Right. Because I have to edit the vocals, because usually we do it. What we'll do is we'll record like 4 to 6 takes of every like verse or
Mhm.
chorus, and then I'll have to edit it down. I edit it down to 2 because
Yeah.
I keep everything double tracked just to make it more full and that. So I edit it down to 2 good ones that match up.
Yeah.
And then usually I just, after that, once we have the final vocal, what I consider the final vocal,
Mhm.
then I mix it, and that's usually all me, because...
Yeah. Admittedly, I don't know a whole lot about that process.
Right, you're more on the other side of it, where you care about how it sounds. You don't care how you get there, you
Mhm.
just care how it sounds. And you care about the writing,
Yeah.
so there's that.
Okay. Another question. This came from Bacon Burger King. I'm kind of skipping around in questions here, but they're. loading back
I
up, which is
recognize
great.
that name somewhere.
Bacon Burger King.
I think they follow me on Tumblr.
He wanted to know what your favorite song to make on the EP. What was your favorite song?
Just on the EP.
That's
Night Terrors.
Night Terrors.
I love
Because-
Night
'cause
Terrors.
That was the last one.
It
And
just
I wrote
fell
most of it.
together. You
but
did
it
write
did.
most of it.
It did. I came up with the basic chord progression, and I was like, it needs to be like this creepy song.
I came
You
up
know,
with the synth parts.
Yeah,
And
and that vocal melody
and the vocal melody. I came up with the melodies, and you came
Yeah.
up with
with
other stuff.
almost, I would say about 2/3 of the words.
Yeah.
I think you.
I threw a couple in
Yeah,
there.
I think you tweaked a couple things.
But Night
Ooh,
Terrors.
yeah, go
Night
ahead.
Terror was the Night Terrors
Night Terrors.
was really fun to put together for me. I don't know. I just really enjoyed doing that song. It was one of the ones that came together
Yeah,
the easiest.
It was
It
like
just
nothing.
It was like nothing, and
we didn't even argue about anything on
nothing.
it.
Yeah.
'Cause usually what happens is there will be an argument.
there is
on every
always
song.
an argument.
And there wasn't one for Night Terrors.
There
I
wasn't.
Don't think.
I think that was the funnest one to do the recording process on, just because everything came together so smoothly. And in my opinion, that's the best song on the EP.
Yeah.
Is Night Terrors.
Yeah.
Some people think other things, but I I'm biased. I love Night Terrors. I like the song. I liked recording it. I liked singing it. I liked putting it together. It was my favorite one.
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but it was mine.
Well, that one. I liked doing the Glory.
Yeah,
just 'cause
the
I did
Glory
that.
was good too.
But it wasn't. It was harder to do because your vocals are so important.
Yeah. Well, that's one too. I mean, I really liked...
Like Night Terrors is right in your range.
Yeah, well, I do love singing the Glory too, though, because I've always
we'll
wanted
get
to
into
have
that
like a really song that
That's
I
probably
could
your
just like
favorite one to
croon.
play.
It is my favorite one to play and
Because
to
sometimes
sing.
you'll just sit there at your keyboard and you'll just start playing it.
Yeah,
And I liked doing a lot of the discordant stuff in that.
yeah.
Entropy was the least favorite to do on there because we're still not happy. You're still not happy with it.
I'm not, but we already had that.
Yeah, we
discussion.
had that discussion. And Reapers, I mean, it was the first one, so we didn't really
Yeah.
argue too much
Reapers
about that
was kind
one
of the
either.
benchmark.
We didn't argue about that one too much either.
Yeah.
We were just in and doing it. You though, recording the vocals for that one was hard for you too.
It was
'Cause it was
hard
the
for
first-
me. It was the first thing I ever tried to record vocals on, and I had no idea really what I was doing.
Right. And when you have someone with no experience doing vocals, and someone who has, what did I have, like 4 or 5 years of experience, and I'm
Yeah.
like producing you, but I'm not you, and I can't sing
Yeah,
it,
you can't
so-
explain, and you were having there was a communication barrier sometimes with that
Yes.
very first one, because you're like, you need to just be more like, I don't know, just better, and I'm like,
Right.
what do you mean?
Yeah,
Like-
yeah, and I've gotten better about that.
Yeah, we
A
know how
little
to
bit, I've
communicate
tried.
a little bit better.
Yeah, and I know that when we're starting to have an argument and you're starting to get frustrated, I know to just back off
Yeah.
now and just be like, okay, you need to go away for a while.
Yeah, that is one
And
thing.
come back
I
when
get
you're
a little
better.
emotional once in
Sometimes
a while.
you
in the
do,
recording
because-
process.
Well, I get abusive.
You do.
It's the only time that I'm like, because we'll be sitting here and I'll just be like, just fucking do it the way it's supposed to be. What the fuck? What's wrong with you?
And then of course I'm just like, what do you even mean by that?
Yeah, and I know I'm being unreasonable, but in my brain it works.
Yeah.
So-
I kind of want to continue that thought of Randy's singing style, but first, Bacon Burger King says if you recognize the name, it's probably because they commented on one of the YouTube uploads.
I
That's
thought
right.
so.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Hi, Bacon Burger Guy.
Hi.
And Keswick says Night Terrors is one of was his favorite at first. It's got the catchiest hook in his opinion.
Thanks, Keswick. Thanks, Alex.
I wanted to ask Randy about her singing style, because I think a lot of the vocals really fit kind of. You guys there's the strong kind of synthwave sound in the music mixed with a lot of other things, and you kind of touched on. I like when you were talking about your influences earlier. I could hear a lot of the influences in it after you mentioned it. But your singing style have you been singing for a long time? Is that just kind of the natural style you take? Because like I said, yeah, go ahead.
It kind of is. Yeah, I mean, I've been singing.
You were in drama in high school.
Yeah, I've been
chorus
singing
and all
since I could talk, pretty much.
that.
But I mean, the style that I do for Reapers that's pretty much my basic singing style, I guess you could say. A lot of the singing that I did, like when I was on stage and stuff, I was in a lot of plays and stuff, so it would be kind of more like a Broadway-ish style of singing that I would have done like out in public and stuff. This isn't quite that. At least I try not to make it sound that way.
I would say that like stuff that you wrote is closest to what that would be.
Yeah.
Like the choruses in Mobius Strip for them not really Night Terrors. Like that vocal melody in Night Terrors is like your tone.
Yeah.
The Glory.
The Glory,
is
for sure.
That's all you
And
do.
that's another thing, because I like to do like that really kind of like croony, drawn out.
And I'm all for that
stuff.
because my thing is my big thing with pushing Randy to do a project with me and for us to do something was How to Destroy Angels formed and neither of us liked it at all. We still don't.
Unpopular
Not really.
opinion for us, but
Yeah,
no.
well,
I
was like, we can do better than this.
put some balls into
Right,
it.
right, and that's the thing. The more and more I hear it, the more there's very few females who put balls into what they're doing.
At least not in the
And
synthwave.
especially not in the synthwave genre. I was listening to the new Church's song. It came out like 2 or 3 days
didn't
ago.
listen to it yet.
It popped up on one of my feeds, and I was like, Church's, okay. And they were like, look at all these dense keyboards and female vocals. And I was like, there are 2 keyboards, and she's not that fucking great.
Wow. Getting real.
Well, she
up in
didn't
here.
have she didn't have balls. She was
I didn't
like,
listen to.
I know
I
you
don't
weren't
know.
there, but that was the thing. Like, she didn't have balls in her voice. The way you do. She didn't have any grit. She didn't have any of the darkness. She didn't have any of the push.
Reapers, we got balls.
All right.
You know, and
let's-
that's what I've been trying to do. I'm trying to do female vocals, female voice, the way I see there being a hole. I want to fill
Yeah.
that hole.
Yeah, that's something. I mean, I'm not saying
with
that there's
balls.
absolutely nobody
No.
out there doing it, but a lot of the times when you hear like synthwave with a
Yeah.
female vocal, and I'm not bashing it because I
And
like a lot of
like,
songs that are like
yeah.
that too,
Well,
but you
here's the other
usually hear
thing, it
this
goes-
really like ethereal sounding type of voice, and that's not how I do things.
Right. It stretches the whole way back to the 80s where a lot of this draws from too.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you'll listen to old 80s shit. Like most of that Kim Wilde
Yes,
Wilde
that's
record.
one thing that we didn't even mention in our influences. Is Kim Wilde is a pretty
Here
sort
and there.
of, some of her songs.
Yeah, the dark ones.
Yeah.
But then remember we tried to listen to like that second and third album and we got like 2 songs in and we were like, where's the dark? Where's the heaviness? Where's the balls? You had it in those other songs. What the hell?
But yeah, I don't know if that really answers your question.
Well, the other thing is you, the songs that I write for you, I kind of make you sing the way I need you to. And she's giving me a look like, what do you mean? No, like whenever I'm in Night Terrors, for example, I was like, you got to be more staccato. You got to.
Oh yeah, he will tell me like little details and stuff that I'm like. He'll be like, you need to separate these words
Yeah,
more. You need to
you
draw
need
this
to
out
do that.
because I get up there and I just
You
kind of
just
go.
go.
Yeah,
Just go.
and I
I'm
think
more
that's kind of a
concerned.
lot of like the stage influence that I used to have too. Because in like
Yeah.
plays and stuff, you just
Sometimes
kind
you weren't
of
even-
and you just go,
Right.
and it's a lot different when you're recording something.
Right. And here's the other thing. In a live setting, I wouldn't be so concerned with that.
Well,
as
yeah.
much, but you know, you're the
Anyway.
perfectionist, so I'm trying to hold it
Yeah,
up to your
no.
standard.
Well, I know that once I would hear it being
You would-
played back, I'd be
right.
like, oh god.
Well, we tried to do those new vocals today, and you didn't like them
No.
as soon as you heard them back.
All right. Let's see. We'll hit another question before moving on to the next track. Keswick also asks if you could collaborate with any musician, and I had him specify living or dead, so either, on a future
Oh,
Reapers
God.
track, who would you want it to be?
Oh god.
Well, I already did something with you, so
I don't know.
living or dead. Well, that's
Living or dead.
Jeez.
That opens.
Well,
it.
I mean, Gary Newman would be cool.
Oh god, yes.
Because he can write like chorus
Yeah.
melodies and shit.
We've
like
we've
nobody's
even been
business.
saying like with our upcoming stuff, we're like, we need to Gary Newman this up a
Yeah,
little bit more.
yeah.
Um
Gary Newman. Obviously there's Trent Reznor. That'd be fun. Well, maybe not 90s Trent Reznor, not Trent Reznor now.
eh.
Or what about Exotic Birds era Trent Reznor?
Maybe that's a little bit more our speed. I don't know who I would.
Well, I mean, it'd be difficult because you're the singer, and that's kind of the big thing with you. So you wouldn't want someone else to be singing unless it was like a duet kind of thing.
I don't know. Wow. This is a question that I've never
Yeah.
put any thought into.
Well, then there's the other end of things where like there are lots of artists that I think it would be cool to have to remix
to, like,
our stuff,
remix and stuff.
like
yeah.
Makeup and Vanity set. that
Oh
would be
God,
cool.
yes, that would be cool.
Mavs, Perturbator.
Almost
cool.
anybody who did anything on the Hotline Miami
Yeah.
soundtrack.
Which, yeah, Moon. That would be cool.
Yeah, that would be cool. If I were to to be able to collaborate with anybody vocally, this is gonna sound probably kind of dumb because I know Nick can't stand her, but there's a she calls her genre industrial folk music.
Oh, you're talking about.
Jordan Rain
Yeah.
is her name. She's from New Zealand. One of his friends who lives in New Zealand actually suggested her to us. And I think she has an awesome voice. She, I don't know, has kind of the balls that we were talking about.
Yeah,
But
she
not
does.
only that, like,
It's just the rest of it doesn't.
lyrically, her lyrics are amazing. Like, if I could just get her to come in and be like,
Yeah.
help me write lyrics.
Yeah,
and,
that would be cool.
and because the way
Somebody to just write
her
something
singing
for you.
style is kind of similar to the way I kind of like to take my vocals to as well. So, I mean, I guess that would be something that I could
Yeah,
think would
working
be
with
cool.
somebody to write for you, not necessarily to perform with you, would be.
Well, even to perform
Cool.
with me, I think
Well,
would
yeah.
be cool. But yeah, that's one person. I don't know. I can't really think of anybody. I know the only reason she's popping into my head is because that's who I've been listening to a lot of
Yeah.
lately.
What did I? Oh no.
Heswick, I know you're listening to this. You would like her. I'm sure you would. You said you like Patti Smith, so you'd probably like Jordan Rain.
Get Patti Smith to write us a song.
Oh, yeah!
That'd be.
I didn't even think about that. I could go on a huge, big, long tangent about Patti Smith, but I probably won't.
All right. So tell me about Miami.
Bam, 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 bam,
You mentioned it
or
a
is
little
it
bit
more like?
earlier, but, yeah.
Miami happened because I played Hotline Miami, and so did he.
Yeah.
We both played
We
Hotline
liked
Miami.
Hotline
We like
Miami.
Hotline Miami, and we really, really like the soundtrack
Yeah.
for Hotline Miami.
Which is, you know,
And
gateway
we-
drug to synthwave.
Yeah, we
Mhm.
kind of shamelessly ripped off Hotline Miami soundtrack
Two
a
or
little bit
three
when we
together,
made it.
I think.
Yeah.
It's the most in that
Yeah, it's the
like,
most kind of in that
vein.
end of the whole
the
synthwave thing.
spectrum.
But the way
compared to us.
Miami started out was like we were talking about that little bit that was originally going to be apparitions that never ended up being apparitions. He listened to
I
Hotline
listen- what-
Miami. Yeah, he was listening to different songs from Hotline Miami, and he's like, I wrote a song that's kind of like those ones in Hotline Miami.
Well, I wrote the lyrics first.
Did you?
I think. Yeah.
I don't
I think they were separate. to
Yeah,
begin
they
with.
were two whole
I think they
separate
were just two
projects,
separate
but you
things.
put
Well, what
You
happened
played
was we
that
had that
for me.
discussion about snare drums,
yeah,
about how we don't like clap snares.
you like
Mhm.
gunshot
We like snares should sound like gunshots, or you know they should be thuddy. They should be, you know,
Full.
they should have balls.
Yeah,
They shouldn't be clappy so much. But we were like, well, what about songs where it works, like those ones in Hotline Miami? And I was like, oh yeah. And then I did that.
yeah.
I put that over top of what was originally in Apparitions, ganked out all the Apparitions stuff.
Did some new stuff with
Yeah,
it.
changed around the chord progression, added an arpeggio, and suddenly
Suddenly,
Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami happened.
Hotland.
And then the lyrics, that's kind of like half and half, both of us.
Yeah,
I would say with
because
the lyrics. He had some stuff wrote
I
down.
had some stuff, but
and
we
it
recorded it that way.
Yeah, we
And even
recorded it
after
that
she
way.
recorded it, she
We're
was
like, this
isn't
sounds
working
really
for me."
dumb. No offense.
No, I'm open to criticism,
Yeah.
especially in this.
He had some pretty dumb lyrics going on.
When you're in the moment, you get
I think-
whatever works.
I think they were more Onslaught 6 lyrics than they were
Sorta.
Reaper's lyrics.
A little bit.
But anyway, we rewrote some of the lyrics, and as we kind of like we had that loop with the arpeggio and
Right.
everything playing forever, and just started singing the lyrics to see how they would fit
Right.
together. And that's at the one part where the whole drive off.
That's
into
right. Well, I had
the
the
sun.
I just had the words there.
Yeah,
The
he
whole
had the
second
words
half
written there.
is just
And he's
more
like, I don't know how
understand.
this is going to work. I literally just started singing that, and he's
Yeah.
like, yes, that's perfect. Keep going with that. This song has a lot of building up, which is one of the things I really like about it.
And Reapers in general.
Yeah.
They do that. That and the harmonies are the big
Yeah.
things about us, I think. And
And
the darkness.
this was a pretty fun song
Yeah,
to
it
record,
was.
too.
This
We
one
had a
wasn't
lot of fun
very-
with Miami.
This one wasn't very hard.
Yeah.
This one came together good, and we liked it. And
And the end of it is totally weird.
yeah,
A lot of, like, he has a couple of very, very close friends who he played it for once before who were like, I don't understand
That's right.
what's going on at the
Because
end
they
of
didn't
this
play the
song. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of the lyrics
if
pertain
you
to the
if you haven't played
weirdness
played
of the game.
the lyrics aren't
The lyrics
quite
don't
gonna
make that
click
much
with you.
sense, at least, especially the ones at the very end.
And that vocoder part. A lot
Yeah.
of them were complaining about that, but I was like, if you beat the game and you see the ending, it makes sense.
It's kind of an inside thing with the game, and I in ways I feel like sometimes that kind of alienates people, but
on the other hand,
that's what we want it
it's-
to be. So
on the other hand, it sounds cool.
it does sound cool.
And
At
it's
least I
you know,
think so.
it's danceable and it's a good song.
Yeah,
It's good enough that we decided to put out the
make it the single.
the single because we wanted to put something out, and we were like, well, that's the one most done, and we can probably make Randall do a remix.
Yeah.
Thanks, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. I love
Oh,
the
man.
remix that you did for this.
Oh, thank you. It was a great song to work with. It was super easy to put together.
Yeah,
Which, I mean, yeah, I was super into the song, so that made it easy to like. And the sound is already there, and that's the sound I've been like kind of pursuing lately. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
it
Yeah.
Well,
was
that's
just
why
natural.
I thought of you.
Just a natural fit. It was a
I
lot
was gonna
of fun.
have a couple more, but they didn't pan out. Because I know Joe is really busy, or else I would have had him do one too.
Yeah. Well, if you
He's
ever
gearing
want
up for
more remixes.
Lavender in Excess, and his big he's remastering all his old shit or something like that. I think
Yeah.
he's putting all that out. Space Disc Jockey's the shit. That's what you write to.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah.
What was
this
it?
is the most
Turbine.
Yeah, Turbine.
When I was writing
and I
the
think one or
lyrics to
two other things.
Turbine, because sometimes I just need to go somewhere and completely veg out while I'm writing something, and
You put verses. I give
Yeah.
her verses, and she puts it in the Xbox, and we play it on the big speakers. And
I just
she just
sat and
writes.
wrote lyrics.
so,
But
and
yeah,
you did it for Miami too, for that part.
did I? Yeah, I did. Was it with that? Was it with him? I don't remember. I know you
Yeah.
read Raptors.
You
was
Bred
on that one,
Raptors
too.
was Flat Trap.
Oh, that's right.
Joe is the best fucking dude out there, in my opinion.
He's pretty cool.
Well, he. Let me put it this way: he's probably, no offense, he's the best musician I know.
Yeah.
Like
I
as
don't
far as
know
his
him,
output, it's
so.
it's the thing that I like the most.
Yeah.
I think.
He's doing some really cool stuff too. Like, have you been checking out the Hypercube stuff? He's been doing the audio visual
Yeah,
stuff.
I've
really cool.
a little bit. I haven't. I know he's posted Lavender in Excess on the group. I haven't listened to it because I want to be surprised. And here's the other thing: he thinks you're amazing.
That's
thinks
Yeah,
Every time I posted on the group, and he was like, "This is the shit, man."
he'll like post stuff and he'll be like, "Oh my god!" And here's that's the thing. Like I listen to stuff that he does, and I'm like, "Oh, I could never be this good." Wow. Like.
Yeah, so
All right.
that's
Anyway, Miami.
mutual
Miami.
respect there.
Sorry, not to cut the Joe love.
No, not
No,
to cut the
that's
circle
okay.
jerk off.
All right. As soon as my computer catches up. That was Miami by Reapers. I really need to play that game. I have not played it yet.
Oh, you need to. It's great.
I've been wanting to.
On slot 6. I am the demon.
What are you doing?
Demon girl. I can't have anything nice.
This is my life.
This is my life. Hello.
Alright, that's enough of that. Sorry. Yeah, you do need to play that game. I think it was on... Just watch it on, like, Steam.
Just watch the game.
No, like, pay attention on Steam, because it'll probably be on sale
Yeah.
all the fucking time.
All right.
But I think we only paid, like, $6 or $7 for
Yeah,
it.
we didn't pay that much for it.
Yeah,
But
I really
even
want
at
to.
15, it's it's worth it. It
It's
comes with the soundtrack even.
It gets really frustrating.
It can, but that's the point.
Yeah.
You can always just stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks awesome. That's one of those things where, like, I had heard about it, but really the synthwave, I guess, community is kind of like turned me on to that game. Whereas I think for
Yeah.
a lot of people, it's the other way around.
Well, when we released the single, it ended up on like this like a Hotline Miami fan page on like this Russian Facebook knockoff.
Yeah.
Like we keep
We
getting
had a
hits from
bunch
it.
we keep getting hits from this,
And we
like,
look at it, and it's just like a page full of
Yeah,
like
it's
Russian
just like
writing and Hotline Miami.
Hotline Miami pictures, so we're
like,
assuming
okay.
that's what it is.
Yeah, it could actually be code for rapists.
I don't know. Wow. Anyway, yeah.
All right.
Russian fan page with Hotline
Yeah.
Miami.
So hey, if you're from Russia and you like the thing, why don't you buy it? Because we put it out for free. That's why. We're nice. She's like, you're so embarrassing. I can't take you anywhere. We're not even out.
Yeah.
We're in our own
We're
home,
in our
and
house.
I have to be embarrassed.
It takes special skills. to
He's
make that
pretty
happen.
special.
Special's the right word.
Let's see, what else was I going to ask? Oh, I guess this is a question I skipped over earlier, just because it seemed like kind of an end of the show question, although we still have a little bit to go still. What comes next after the album releases? Do you guys know what's your game plan for after this album?
Well, I have some bits and bobs I'm kicking around. I'm kind of turning my attention back to my shit a little bit. Because
Yeah.
I've been in like I've had like writer's block or something like that.
Yeah.
Like and my energy just hasn't been focused on it because since Peace Through Tyranny came out and Kaiju APOC, like nothing almost. Carpenter EP2 is like almost done. But
Yeah.
that's been started since whenever. So I've been focusing more on that, but I'm hoping that you'll pick up the slack
Yeah,
a little
Reapers
bit.
wise, I mean,
Because you have the beginning of that
I
one
have the
song.
beginning of a song going. We kind of have an idea for what we want the next album to be called.
Maybe.
Maybe.
It depends on...
Whether that sticks around, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm working on a song right now for it, and we have a lot of bits and pieces of stuff that didn't make it into Reapers, that didn't make it into Reapers or Turboine.
Turboine.
Oh my God, I
Turboine.
can't talk.
Toyboine.
Made it into Turboine.
Into the Toyboine. Flying in the Toyboines.
That I want to pull out and work with. I think with him working on his own stuff right now, the next one might have a little bit more of my influence.
Yes, I would like that.
I would like that too.
But I'll come with you if I have anything. Because here's the thing, with me writing for two projects, it kind of becomes like when I start just writing a song, I kind of have an internal debate of like, is this for me or is this for you?
Yeah. See, I don't have that problem.
Yeah, it's all for you.
Yeah.
You're not gonna
It's
write.
all about
You're not
me.
gonna write anything and then give it to me.
Hell no.
You know.
I'm letting you shit up all over my stuff. All right.
Yeah. So.
But yeah, we probably, I mean, I can't give a 100% definite time
I mean,
range
there
when
is
anything
more.
will come
There
out.
is more.
But there is more stuff that we're working on.
It's not like we're going to put this out and then
and
not release
go
an
away
album
forever.
for 5 years.
Yeah, no, that's not really our style. I'm sure within the next, at least in the next year.
We'll put
probably.
something out next year, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. We have momentum. We're not just going to let it
we have momentum.
piddle out.
We're not going to let it piddle out unlike some bands.
Mm-hmm.
Shall remain nameless.
No, yeah, this is a really strong album. It got me thinking.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. What if you guys were approached? See, I don't know how it works. I don't know what labels do. Yeah, there's a ton of and I was thinking, it would definitely fit into a synthwave label type sound, and there's several of those out there. What if one of those, how would you guys handle it if somebody approached you?
Well, I'll be completely. I don't know how much I should reveal. I've talked to somebody who runs one, and I've talked about merchandise options and what I've been like. What do you do? What do you do? And he's like, well, I pay everything up front. I produce it, and you get half. I'm like, that seems pretty cool, but he doesn't do vinyl because they don't have. Because that's the big thing for me. I would love to put something out on vinyl. Sure. He doesn't do vinyl. He doesn't have the money for it. That's fine. It's even Makeup and Vanity Set and Perturbator. They're only just now getting vinyl and stuff, and they're in terms of synthwave, they're fucking huge.
Yeah.
So, for us to reach that level,
oh my gosh, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. It would have to be the right deal, obviously. Not even on a monetary level, but a control level. And the good thing is most of these synthwave type labels, they seem like they have the right idea about it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I would like to at least keep my own Bandcamp where I can have things and keep what I get from there and whatever. And if they want to put it on theirs and do that, fine, cool. I don't really have a problem with that. I'm sure if it was on theirs, it would probably get more money and downloads than if it was just on ours. Yeah. And if they want to handle all the production and distribution of everything, take that fucking off my hands. So we're open to it, but it would have to be the right deal, and it would have to be what's best for us at that point.
Yeah.
Now if on the other hand, because here's the thing, if Interscope Records comes knocking on the door,
oh yeah, right.
if they do, it's yes, please rape my image and destroy everything, and I'll take all the money and run and do what I want. And she's staring at me really? Obviously, she hasn't reached the level that I have yet.
I guess
I don't know. It would still have to be the right deal. It would still have to be well, okay, we're gonna hand you a finished thing and you're gonna sell it. Whoops. Yes, your keyboard is still on because you never shut it off.
Whoops. Anyway. I bumped my keyboard. It started playing sounds at me.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
It started playing the... That's fun when the cat does that.
Yeah, that kind of seems, at least with the the labels in the synthwave genre, that kind of it seems like they'll strike up a deal for we'll
it's advantageous to the people actually producing the music.
Yeah. But yeah, that's why I asked though, because it's like I said, this album
it's got that kind of potential.
I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, I don't know how active they are in searching them out and searching people out, but
see, that's the thing. There's a lot of it out there.
Yeah.
So I think you just kind of have to. Well, I think a lot of it is serendipity. I think a lot of it is if they find it, because I would assume that they have somebody who, because these operations are probably small. Like I said, I talked to the guy who runs the label, the only guy who runs the label. So I assume that he just looks at synthwave stuff all day, looking for stuff that he's interested in. Mm-hmm. Not even because he just bought the shit and friended us on Facebook.
Yeah.
And I just started talking to him, just because he liked the music, and that was it, And then I was really the one who talked to him about, what can you do for me? And he was like, well, I love it. I'd love to do something with you. So I don't know if that's necessarily.
Hello?
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I
Nope,
couldn't hear
I'm
him
here.
clicking around anymore. Sorry.
Yeah. it
No,
sounded
sorry,
like it
I
cut
was
out for a
listening.
second.
Okay.
Hold on, I'm trying to. What are people saying here?
Oh,
Have you guys been
gosh.
checking out the chat window at all?
We
Looked at it
popped
while
in-
Miami was playing.
Yeah, there's some funny shit in there, you guys.
Yeah, they're talking about.
I'm the only reason I'm not
Oh,
toy
boy.
wine. The only reason I don't have it open is I'm worried that my computer might implode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to screw up my signal or anything because I'm loading it.
Mine's groaning at me a little bit, but it's doing all right. Okay, so let me see here. Where do we go next?
Well, I saw. Was it Drazen who asked if we would do a live podcast?
Oh yeah, that question kind of
Like a live
Oh, like we
performance
play?
podcast.
Oh.
I'm open to the idea.
I'm open to the
we would
idea
have
that
to,
it would be
we would have to
kinda-
practice a lot, number
Yeah.
one, and we would have to.
It might be kind of
set it
stripped
up
down
and
a little bit.
Well, I mean, we'll figure it because right now we don't really have any way to, besides like plugging in the keyboard audio. We have no way to interface with Fruity Loops with a MIDI key. We have no way to interface between a computer and a keyboard, other than audio.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it would be like you would play the Korg whenever the Korg is there, and you would sing, and I would play guitar in the two songs that have guitar,
Yeah.
and that would be
And
it.
then you just kind of sit there.
Right, because we don't have anything else because you have to control the Korg with that one.
Yeah.
You don't have
So-
like a MIDI.
A MIDI, I have one, but it doesn't like a MIDI USB cable.
Uh-huh.
No, I don't. I have
did.
one. It's broken, and I
Yeah.
just haven't shelled out the $7 to get a new one yet.
We should probably do
Yeah,
that.
we should. We'll get on that.
No,
That
but
would
yeah,
make
that,
our
Well, but
lives a little
even then, I
easier.
would need another keyboard. But yeah,
But that
it
would be
sounds like a great
fantastic.
idea, and that would be really
That would be
cool.
fun.
And we're
I would enjoy
and,
that.
Of the EMG roster, I think we're probably in the best position to do that. Maybe.
I don't know.
Well, we have the most people.
yeah, I was gonna say because you have two people, whereas most of us have.
Yeah,
like
that's what I mean.
there's more than one of us. I thought
Yeah, I
you
didn't
were
mean to say like
to
we
be like,
were.
wow, rude.
No, I didn't mean to say like we're better than them at all. I'm just like, Joe, he is Space Disc Jockey. It's all him. Atticus is his thing. Randall is just, it's him.
Yeah.
He's Control Alt Destroy. He's,
And I sadly that is actually something I've toyed with and looked into, like performing the type of music I do as a one-man band type thing. With Ableton and something like a Launchpad and some MIDI keyboards, it's possible.
you could
Yeah.
do it, but
it's something I've toyed with until I sold away my Launchpad for a
Wow.
mixer.
Huh.
Ugh. I'll get a new one.
well, see, that's the other thing. It's all budget, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
That's always where small artists like us run into the wall.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, we're doing pretty good for
We're
people who
actually
just started.
pretty fortunate
I
with
think.
like the amount of equipment and stuff that we do have.
Right.
Because a lot of it, his dad has
these microphones from
sound
my father.
thing that he does with bands
You know,
and stuff,
this-
and that's
this
how
board
we ended up with our
from my
board
father.
and our
This-
fancy microphone.
My vocal
and,
processor, and my guitar, and the Korg.
yeah, the Korg
The
even.
Korg is,
Yeah.
So Keswick just asked. Well, I don't know what that accent was.
He asked about toy wine.
That's a question about toy line.
He just asked, so no acoustic album anytime soon, but that actually got me thinking. You were
Well,
talking about during your
the-
writing process.
That's
The gears have been turning with something like that, actually.
since before the EP was
Yeah,
out,
since-
even.
Because a lot of our writing process, it seems
that,
like we
so-
write acoustic songs and then make them electronic.
Right.
So, that is one thing that
That-
we've talked about doing, was just doing, maybe
Yeah,
a
the only
podcast
thing-
or something of even, the E EP.
Right. The only
Yeah.
things we need for that, we need that new mixer that I need.
Yeah.
to record it all at once.
Yeah.
Is that unless we did it all live like this?
Or we could
do it with
we
this.
could just do it live.
We could do it
you
completely
know?
live.
That's
Actually,
something
I
that
think
we
we would
could
only
do.
need one more microphone, and we would be able to do that. No, because I'm not
We
even
have
singing.
to.
I'm
Yeah,
not
you're
singing.
not
I would just
singing.
need to
You don't need a
mic the-
microphone. What do you
mic
need a
my guitar.
microphone for?
Actually, no, that one even has. We can do it now. We can do it now.
Not right this second.
Not right this
Do it
second.
right
but
now.
We'll do it right now. You
this
guys
changed
ready?
into-
We're turning this into a live music podcast right now.
No, but we actually could do that, and probably play backing tracks with it
Yeah.
for like stripped down stuff, kind of like the old Trent Reznor bridge benefit.
Yeah,
entity
yeah,
thing.
something kind of similar
still-
to that vein. We could probably do something like
we could
that.
do Becoming like you did.
Yeah. That's the song I play sometimes. Indeed.
Spoilers for a future cover. We have a lot of cool cover ideas.
I know. We have more cool cover ideas
Then
than
we
we
do
have of
real
our
songs.
own.
That's always how it starts, though, isn't it?
Wow. Okay, I had something. Yeah,
Had
covers.
something for us.
We're not gonna play it. Normally, this is how I set up a song to play. But talk about that cover you did on the EP.
There was no cover on the EP.
Oh, you mean on Miami?
Oh, it was on Miami, the single.
Yeah, the
My
single.
bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, it's fine.
Stormtrooper and
Yeah,
Drag.
Stormtrooper and Drag. That is actually really interesting because when you we figured out what it is about.
Well, we don't know for sure,
Well,
but
we
it's
we
my
don't know for
theory.
sure, but our running theory because I just liked that song.
Yeah,
from
it's a
way
cool
back in the
song.
day. It's
But when you listen
it's
to it,
from
it's like,
Gary
what the hell is
Newman's,
even
like,
about?
post Cars trying to stay relevant in the 80s without really knowing what the fuck he's doing. Period.
And that's the best one.
Well, no, it's the worst one.
I like it.
No, you like that song
I
from
like
it.
that song.
Because he has like 2 or 3 good songs in there, but then there's a lot of that like neo jazz dance stuff with the female vocals
yeah.
and then
Which sounds like it would be right up my alley,
but it's not.
It's not really.
It's terrible. You know, because he's struggling with his shit, but that song comes out of it and it's great.
Yeah, that's a good
And
song.
I always just liked it, and I always wanted to cover it. And then one day I was like, wait, this would be perfect for Randy to sing, and we could do some cool stuff with it, you know, and I could play guitar on a Reaper's song.
Yeah.
Because I'm always
You got
looking
to
for a
play
way
guitar.
to do that.
Um,
And I did that, but while we were going through the lyrics, and we were like, what is this song even about? And I did a little digging, and the guy who co-wrote it, Paul, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, he died. And I'm pretty sure it was from AIDS.
I don't know for sure.
I'm pretty sure it was from AIDS.
But that's even whenever I looked at the lyrics, I'm like,
Yeah,
I think this song might be
I
about
think it's about AIDS and like
actually.
being gay in the 80s and like that whole thing.
But that's just
Because
Star Theory.
you have, well, I mean, you know, yeah, that's just a theory.
But anyway, when it
and then
came
it's
to,
really weird because then you have a girl singing it, so she's like, but it works on that
girls
level,
don't
too.
get AIDS.
Not in the 80s from Boys on the Floor.
Anyway, but yeah, that song was really fun to do. I kind of, if you listen to the way Gary Newman sings, he's very kind of robotic with the way that he sings, and I kind of threw that out the window and just ran with the vocals the way I wanted to do them, which was fun for me.
Yeah.
I don't know how other
And
people
then there
like
was
it, but
There was that middle part where you were like, what the fuck is he even doing? And I'm like, you're doing what he's doing. Just do whatever. And we
Yeah.
recorded that. We did that, and then you just wailed on it.
you should
and-
do that again.
Wait, no.
Oh, okay, you don't have
That is horrifying.
Vocal processing. Anyway.
But yeah.
So that's Stormtrooper and Drag.
Yeah, and it was fun. It was fun to do. It's very dancey.
Yeah.
I cook food and dance in the kitchen to it.
You're like, yeah, song about AIDS. You couldn't do that stop it in there. I had to do
Yeah,
it in
the
vocoder.
stop it with the. I sounded so dumb when I
He
did it.
sounds dumb when he does it.
But I sound dumber.
Right, so I was like, fine, I'll just do it in
I'm just like,
vocoder.
stop it! And I'm like, oh my god,
Yeah.
no.
So I was like, okay, I'll do it in vocoder, and it'll sound cool. And it did.
Stop it!
So we did that. Oh, we wanted to talk about Prism earlier.
Oh, yeah.
The
did.
opening track. because Turbine kind of starts off, it just loops the chord progression and then it goes into the vocals, if anybody heard that. That's because the previous track, Prism,
The
is
first
like
song
a
on the
minute and a
album,
half lead up just into it.
basically to Turbine. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's just a lot of fucking around on keyboard and making
Yeah.
like the Poly 800, the Korg, has a little joystick on it that it'll raise the pitch and it'll modulate it and do all kind of stuff. And I basically just held down the chord and moved it in a circle and made all kind of weird noises and waited for it to fuck up because we don't have the right power supply for the Korg. So sometimes it just makes weird noises
Yeah.
and dies.
It dies. It makes weird noises.
And
It
it
goes
goes
out of key all the time.
Interesting.
It's
a
kind
pain
of a
in the
pain
ass
in the
to
ass.
use.
The only way we can get it to always be really consistent is we hook it up to my other keyboard
Through MIDI.
through MIDI.
And that at least makes all the keys work.
Yeah, because
Some of them don't work sometimes.
some of the keys don't work on it that great. Anyway, Prism.
Yeah. The
Um,
lyrics on it are just something that I had written to be like a chorus or something without really anything else.
basically, how the process for Prism went for me was I came
I
home
set
from
up the
work one
drone
day,
and nothing else.
and he was all like, "Hey, come here and sing this." And I'm just like, "Well, how does it go?" "It doesn't. Just sing it. Just sing whatever you sing. Just sing it." And I'm like,
These are the words.
"These are
Just
the
sing.
words. Sing them to this." And all I hear is, "Whoa." And he's like, "Just sing it." And I'm like, okay. And literally, what is on the album is what I went over there and sang. That's
Yeah,
like
I think
improv.
We did like one more take of it.
Yeah, we did a take after that to double what I had done before.
Yeah,
But that, yeah, Prism is literally,
like
Just-
completely improv.
I went over and
Almost.
sang that, and that's what it is.
Yeah. Actually, do you want to know what the lyrics were? The mission, or no? It was the Humbling River.
What?
The lyrics were written to the tune of the Humbling River
Oh.
chorus.
Okay, I thought you were about to say that you just took them out of that
No,
song.
no,
I was
they're
like,
not.
I didn't know that
No,
like, we're just gonna sing that, okay.
no. If you read how I originally wrote it, you can see how it would fit there.
I guess so.
Because that's how I write. I write new lyrics to other songs that exist, and then they're just words after that.
He rips people off a lot. Ching.
Okay, tell me about Flytrap. Say about this.
Flytrap is the entropy of this album.
It's your baby, and that's why you hate it.
It probably. I wanted another song that I could really kind of croon to, and that's originally what Flytrap was supposed to be. I think I got that a little bit.
See, I think it's in there way more. Tell her that the first part is good.
Yeah,
It is good.
I cringe every time.
She's
I hear
like,
the beginning of
it's too weak. It's not what I want it to be. And I'm like, they don't know that. Well, now they do.
Now they do.
Now they
Way
all
to
know.
go.
No, yeah. Now everybody hates the beginning.
And that Flytrap was a concept for a song that I toyed around for a long time about too.
Even
About
before
just
Reapers.
swarmy people who are able, like, it's not even about anybody in particular. It's just about kind of like these,
Self-righteous.
like, kind of like self-righteous people
They think
who
they're
are
better than you.
Yeah, they have their cause and they think it's the most noble thing in the world, and they always try to kind of rope people in with the way they think and the way they feel when they really are just taking advantage of other people. It's actually one of the few songs that I wrote that aren't about, like, oh, I watched this or I played this. Like, oh, no, this one's from the heart, sort of.
Yeah, which I'm always pushing you to do.
I need to do more stuff like that. But, and I think that's another reason why it's a little more near and dear to me,
Right.
and why I'm a little bit more fussy with
Right.
it. And
Whereas
every
something
time
like,
I hear it, I'm kind of like, I mean, now I'm happy with it now.
Yeah,
It's
you're
as good as
happier
it's
with
gonna
it.
get.
Yeah.
So
We've exhausted as many tries as we've done it. Like we've done like 6 takes
yeah, I think
Or
we've
something
done
like
like
that.
6 takes.
to the
of
point
vocals
where
on
I'm
this.
just like, okay, well now there's 5 vocal tracks, and that's staying, and that's how it's gonna be. So in that beginning, there is literally like 4 or 5 different vocal tracks.
That, and we had kind of a hard time putting it together because I wrote this, like, the way this song is structured is kind of weird.
We still didn't really have a good beginning for it, so we just started it. instead.
Yeah. I think it was one of the
we were
ones that
gonna
have
leave
given
it
us
off
the
from
most
the end
trouble.
of the glory, and then I couldn't make the transition good.
Oh yeah, you had that like weird, awful transition thing going that
Yeah.
was not working at all.
Yeah. So that's gone. And then I had that like minute-long sample of the flies.
Yeah, that was a little
wasn't
too
working either.
extensive. We didn't need. It was literally a whole minute of just.
And like a. And you were like, yeah, that's a little too. I showed it to Raptor, and she was like, yeah, this is annoying my ears, so I'm gonna shut it off.
All right.
So, oh, and this has not been heard by anybody either, I don't think. Has it?
Raptor.
Well, yeah, but the
You mean,
finished
like, put
version-
out?
Yeah,
Out? Yeah.
it's not. I've shown it to like.
Sorry.
Oh.
Keep going.
I was all set to shut
No.
up, but so
Yeah.
EMG exclusives.
There isn't a flyback could resist your filth, suppress your guilt. Is it really so repugnant in that hole of yours? Oh, how they're flocking to you. Oh, how they're swarming to you. A methane glow of a smile gets them buzzing. Whoa.
That fade out is enormous.
Yeah.
Cut that
All
down.
right. Yeah, no, that track is awesome.
That fade out though is like 10 minutes long.
Yeah, I just not realized how long that is.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, it's just literally the end of my guitar, there. Which was a baritone guitar,
Yeah.
big old B.
All right,
Are there any more questions? Did anybody?
That's
say
what I
anything?
was just asking the group. I was just asking if they had any last minute questions or if there was anything I missed. Surely there was something I missed. Keswick said
I
gay in
looked
the
at the
80s would be a good... I'm sorry. It's just... Keswick said gay in the 80s would be a good name for a single.
Yeah.
A little while ago. Let's see.
Reapers
I
gay
think
in the 80s.
Balls.
Balls. Balls in the toy binds.
I think I hit all the questions.
Yeah, I saw most of them.
All right. I know. I say this every time I interview somebody, but as soon as we hit stop or I get off the line with you guys, there's gonna be
You're gonna think of something
a
else.
really good question. Yeah. But anyway, are you guys okay? Are you guys gonna do anything like in the way of music videos or anything like that? Or are you not really concerned
I was just
with that?
thinking about that. We're not really concerned about it, mostly because of budgetary concerns.
Yeah, we don't
Like-
have anything like in the works right now, but it's
If
not.
somebody comes to us who has like really good equipment and like a really good idea or something, we're all for it.
Hit us up.
Yeah, but the big thing is like, I mean, we tried to take some photos just to put on the inside.
We can't even take decent
Yeah,
pictures.
we can't even do
let
that.
alone do a video.
Let alone do a video. Like, I can't imagine shooting like a music video. In that
I mean,
fucking
we're not
basement of
saying
ours
it's
or
something
anything.
that'll never ever happen or anything. I'm
No.
open to the idea of it, but like along the lines of anything like turbine related with a music video or anything like
Yeah,
that, we don't really
nothing-
have anything
nothing
planned.
right now.
Mm-hmm.
And the other thing is most of this stuff that we made songs out of aren't very. They don't make for good music videos.
Yeah.
You know, I don't really see, like, you can't take Miami and put it over Hotline Miami footage and have that work.
Well,
I don't think so.
no. I wouldn't want to do that
Well,
anyway.
well, I know,
Like, if
and-
I'm doing a
well,
video, I want to make it.
Well,
I
I
don't
know,
wanna,
but
like,
most of my videos that I've released have been
Yeah,
that.
well,
Like,
yeah,
that's usually
that's
what I'm
you.
like the Dolphin video or the One Man Army video. Or,
Yeah,
yeah,
no,
they're
that's
just footage from the
that's
movie
not
that
really
I
my
sampled,
shtick. If
which
I were
isn't
doing
really
a
gonna-
video, we'd do a video.
yeah, we would
video.
do like a whole.
But that's the thing, we don't really have that in our budget, and it's just not something we've really. I mean, there are ideas there, I
Yeah.
guess, but you know, there's
but nothing. Any of our ideas are way out of our budget
God,
and way out
Yeah.
of like our location and all that. So no,
yeah.
not right now. I do want to bring up. There's another band called Reapers from
Yeah.
Italy.
Shout out to
Um,
the Italian Reapers.
Yeah, those guys are
Yeah.
all right.
Yeah,
Yeah, but there
They're-
was
aren't
I-
they like metal or something?
there's some kind of metally indie rock thing. I don't know.
Admittedly, I didn't really sit and
Yeah,
listen to them.
yeah. I
for long.
listened to like 2 of their songs, and I was like, okay, well, they're not that bad. So I
Yeah,
don't know.
we had a slight discussion about the band name, and
Well-
they're cool,
well-
and we're cool. And
Yeah. When I registered the Twitter handle, we have to be at band Reapers on Twitter because they got Reapers banned. So obviously, the first thing I tweeted at them, I'm like, at Reapers band. Well, this is awkward. And they were like, come play a gig. They're like, come play a gig with us. And I'm like, fly me to Italy, and I'm in.
yeah.
You know, so they're,
I do enjoy that
everything's
they're
cool
like,
there.
that's their attitude. Like, oh, come play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other
Well,
day-
pretty
here's the
chill.
thing.
That's-
I think their domain is like reapers.it for Italy or something like that. So, and here's the thing. Most Reapers is just a word, really. So most of the URLs and stuff for that are already taken.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I don't have reapers.tumblr.com. I have to be reapersband.tumblr.com. You know, I can't get reapers at Gmail. Is this 2001? Like, that's not available. Reapers.com gone. So it's like, so already both of us are already scrambling for something we can use, and I'm sure we don't give a shit about it. I was lucky enough to get reapers.bandcamp.com.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we
as soon as we were like, our band name is gonna be Reapers, and
I
you're
was
like, I'm
registering
scarfing
it
that
now.
up right now.
now, just in case.
Yep.
Because I don't want to be reapersband.bandcamp.com.
Reapers
How
Band
about
Band.
Reapers
how
Band.
about and I'm really neglecting a very good like segue into your links and stuff. But before we get to that, how about Dream Venue? Keswick asked anywhere at all you could play.
Oh.
Where would it be?
I don't know.
Well, there's two levels to that. There's
Yeah.
there's the absolute dream, and then
Like, are
there's
we playing in an
less
arena, or are
realistic.
we
Well,
going to
sure,
MagFest?
yeah, like achievable dream main stage at MagFest.
Oh God, that would be cool.
I think if we do it right, that's
If we keep up with
absolutely
it,
doable.
that's something
If
that
we
could
keep
be
up with it, if we get
achievable.
popular enough, and we play a few local shows to prove
Yeah,
that we can do it.
we would have to get some live
Yeah, some kind
experience
of live
under
thing.
our
We could
belt before
probably-
we'd ever do anything like that.
Honestly, if we had the money to travel and really had the band like together, we could probably play some stuff in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, there are
opening
probably
and
some
get
places
us-
that we could play in, but like I know like Altar Bar,
Altar Bar would
does a
probably
lot
be
of
good.
stuff with different electronic artists once
Yeah.
in a while, opening for like big fancy
Right.
people and
Yeah.
stuff. But I mean that would be something cool
Yeah.
that we could
Now,
do.
big ass dream venue anywhere that's
Yeah.
huge and has a lot of people that want to come see us. But that has to be, there have to be people who are going to fill that venue, because I don't want to play the Bryce Jordan Center and have it be empty.
Yeah,
I mean, that would be fun to play, because it's like where we grew up, and everybody would be like, who the fuck are these guys? You're like, no, it's where we grew up.
yeah. Don't make me go to state college again.
Yeah.
All right, so links. Where can people find your stuff now? And when Turbine comes out, where will they be able to find that?
Well, the primary site is the Bandcamp, which is reapers.bandcamp.com. And it'll be on there. If you sign up for the mailing list there, which you can do by buying it, buying anything on the Bandcamp, it might do it if you just download it for free, because everything at this point is pay what you want for downloads. There will be CDs for Turbine, which is a first for us, and we're gonna be on top of that. And we're also gonna do shirts, which are gonna be homemade,
custom homemade
custom
Galaxy shirts
print shirts
that I make
Nice.
by myself in our kitchen.
Yeah,
So-
and each one will be unique, and it'll have
Yeah.
the Reapers logo stenciled on it, sort of, something like that. And it'll look
They'll be pretty
fancy.
cool. They'll
It'll
be
look
pretty cool.
fancy. They'll be affordable, and they'll be whatever size you want, and it'll be, there. And the CDs are gonna look great. I've got obviously the the front album artwork is right there, but everything else is really consistent with it and looks really good. I kind of like some of the other artwork better than the cover.
I know, right?
Like the back is really neat, and the disc, it fits so much as a disc. It's crazy.
I know. But yeah, we got some cool artwork with this.
Yeah, we got some cool merch coming up,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And then we do have a SoundCloud. We're not very active.
Yeah,
on
we're not
it.
real
I think
active on
it's-
it, but
I think it's soundcloud.com/Reapers
Reapers
Band. We don't have /Reapers because someone else has it. I asked that guy and he didn't leave me off.
Yeah.
And there's the Tumblr, which is reapersband.tumblr.com,
Mhm.
which that has links to everything,
Yeah.
including the Bandcamp. So if you want to do that, we're both very active on Tumblr, so that's
Yeah.
a good way to reach us.
Yeah.
And I'm very active on Twitter. I run the Twitter.
Yeah.
Or not so
Not
much
so much.
anymore. So the Twitter, it's at Band Reapers, and then I also have my personal one at Onslaught6.
You can also find us on Facebook.
Facebook, I think it's facebook.com/ReapersBand.
Reapers Band, yep. It is.
Is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
We're on YouTube too.
Yeah, I
We'll
have a
probably
YouTube
be
account.
putting.
I don't know. I don't even know if it has a URL, but if you search like
if you search
Reapers,
for Reapers,
it
you'll
should-
find us.
Yeah.
We'll
Oh, okay.
probably be putting tracks up on there too.
Yeah, I still need to get the single up there. I was actually doing it on SoundCloud the other day, but I wanted to watch Game Grumps while I did it. That one out.
Wow.
I'm sorry. It was a conflict of interest, and the interest was our bandwidth.
I see that.
I'll get to it.
Okay.
I don't. In my defense, I don't think too many people are clamoring for it.
Oh, not on SoundCloud, probably.
Maybe. But I just saw Randall post a thing the other day. I saw you post a thing where if you're more active on SoundCloud, then you get more activity.
Yeah.
Which SoundCloud for me is usually kind of an afterthought.
Yeah, that's one thing that we don't really use a lot is SoundCloud. We should probably
well,
start doing that
because
more often.
My Bandcamp is the source, so my SoundCloud kind of becomes a dumping ground for demos and just shit that I'm trying out. Whereas for Reapers, it's just another place to listen.
Place to listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
So, I think I will. This week, I think I'll put some more into actually making SoundCloud work.
Yeah, I would check into it because, main thing is on SoundCloud, like, look up groups, and especially with the sound that Reapers has, people are gonna jump on that if you find the synthwave groups. Like the last 2-3 weeks, I think I've gained 20-30 followers just from posting tracks in groups and stuff. So check that out for sure.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, here's the thing. The other thing, when I joined SoundCloud, it was a lot more bare bones.
Mm-hmm.
The social features weren't so much there. It was just a dumping ground for your sound. So that's what I used it as. It didn't seem like a social platform so much to me. But I can see that that's changed now, so I'll put a little more into that. I do love everything Bandcamp does, though.
We love Bandcamp.
Oh,
Bandcamp.
No, I'm a huge
Joe
fan of
gets
Bandcamp.
on my shit all the time. He's like, "You own stock in it or some shit," and I'm like, "No, I just really like it."
Really? Well,
I should own stock in Bandcamp.
You should.
It's
get some of that money I
and
give them back.
even if you're just on a free account, like for the free account, what you get by using it is fantastic.
Yeah, I'm not on the pro account or anything, but because I make money from it, they take a cut.
Yeah, they take a cut of your profit.
Which is fine. I understand they have to keep the website running.
Yeah.
You know. So to me, that's fine. And it's like every 10 album sales, I don't see the $10 or whatever.
Yeah.
You know. I'm not living on that. You know, all the money we make from music just goes right back into
the music,
or,
pretty much.
When we have an emergency.
Yeah.
But then I pump it. I try to pump it back in.
Mm-hmm.
So.
All right. So again, Turbine is coming out. You said October 25th.
Yep. That's the hard date.
Awesome.
Feels nice to kind of announce it.
It does.
Because for even earlier this month, we were like, it's in October.
I think
maybe when
probably.
It gets it's this month. We swear. Because in my opinion, you can't have an indefinite release date.
Yeah.
You can't say when it's done. Now you can say when it's done when you just started it, but there comes a point where you have to go. It's got to be done by this date. Because if you don't, you're going to be tweaking it and working on it forever.
Yeah, that's very true.
She's giving me the "you're talking too much" sign. So.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate you guys getting on here. I think this was a good show. I think.
Oh,
Me
yeah.
too.
Yeah.
This was fun.
I had a lot of
it.
We got people in here.
Yeah, it's
questions.
fun. Thank you guys for your questions.
Everybody. Hamburger Bob.
Hamburger
Keswick.
Bob.
Hamburger Bob.
I don't know.
Bacon Burger King.
Somewhere.
Yeah. Okay.
And Drazen was in there for a short bit. I don't know.
Yeah.
Drazen,
He
yeah.
bailed out.
And I know at least one other person was listening for a while, did not ask any questions, but you know who you are.
And J.O.
Anyway, yeah. Thank you for having us.
Yeah. We'll have to be. I know you guys have like group things. I know I missed out on the last one, but we really got to try and make the next one of those you have.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I
that'd be
need to. I'll need to start.
Somebody
writing what the
didn't.
next
Somebody
one is.
on the groups that just said something about how we had to have another one.
Yeah, I
So.
can't remember. I'll have to search back through it because somebody had a really good idea, but it slipped my mind. It's been crazy busy lately, but
Yeah.
all right. Well, again, thanks guys. Super, like, really, like a fantastic album. I listened to it all the way through, and then I jumped back and hit a couple tracks again. And I'll probably listen to it again tomorrow because I have it before it's released, and it's good.
Aw, thank
Well,
you.
the released version will be a little bit different.
Yeah.
'Cause-
Oh yeah.
but not
Yeah.
nothing.
We're doing some
major.
finishing
It's just-
touches on
yeah,
stuff, but
just some,
it's not drastically
here and
different than
there.
what you have.
It's
Just,
gonna
I'm
be
gonna make
a
some of the
hip-hop
tracks
album.
segue together.
It'll be a
Pop
hip-hop
album? What?
It'll be-
Oh, like we're gonna drastically change it before it gets released. It's gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be
Toy Boy.
fun. Toy Vine. No album from Rapeless.
All right. You guys have a good night, and everybody
You
else.
too,
that
thank
Yeah. And everybody that listened, thanks for listening. Thanks for joining in.
Yes, thanks. Thanks for staying
And
up so late.
Yeah.
and I will throw the audio only version of this up on through the regular podcast feed here soon. I'll probably
Okay.
Okay.
just
Cool.
pretty much rip the audio here off of the video and clean it up a little bit. But yeah, awesome. All right, thanks guys. You have a good
Awesome.
night.
Thank you.
Yeah.
You too.
Cool.
All right,
See ya.
bye everybody.